Hello and welcome. And here we've got a couple fun ones today. You know when you kind of pick up packs here and there, maybe you've had some for a while, and you just have a bunch of random packs. So here's what we got, a couple random packs that have accumulated over time, and I thought it'll be fun to open them together and just get a feel for what's inside. So for most of these, I don't know the series. I'm not too familiar with what they are. So it's literally just going to check them out and we'll explore together. Over here is our podium. The best card that we have will go on there until there is one winner at the end. And let's dive in. So checking out what we've got, we have a Rookies and Stars from Panini, Top Stadium Club from 1991, 2024 Panini Contenders Football, 92 Stadium Club Baseball, and then we have a couple of F1 racing packs from Topps Chrome. So let's start maybe, since we have a few of these chromes, let's start with one of them, and then we'll cruise on down to the rest. So I'm curious to see what these cards look like. The packs are pretty nice material, open up very easily. And let's see what we've got. It looks like it's 4 cards per pack. And first up, we have Max Verstappen from Red Bull Racing. Whoa, that looks really, really cool. F1 Sprint winner, Topps Chrome. Very nice. The refraction on that is pretty amazing. And of course you get that silver chrome, stats on the back. Very cool. So let's put this into a sleeve, and I'll kind of check more out about that specific card later. First time opening up the racing card pack like that. I think that's a pretty cool card to get. I honestly don't know. So I'm pumped now, and I may be even more pumped later, but I think that's a very cool way to start this. And Max will go onto our podium, and on we go to the next one. Here we have Carlos Sainz. And let's check out the front. These are very thick cards, being the chrome. And there we go. We have Carlos recharged. I like the colors there. Obviously the chrome refraction. That's a fun one. Next up, Noel Leon from as well as regarding. All right, check out that. Wow, that one's nice. I really like they have the subtle backgrounds, like there's barely anything behind the car to distract, and the car is just very crisp. I like this set a lot. And we've got, looks like a few cards in here. Let me see, what do the packs say? So 4 trading cards. So we've already pulled out 2, and it looks like there's 3. We already pulled out 3, and there's 2 left. So I don't know if we got a bonus. Maybe that Max card, the Verstappen card in the beginning, was a special insert. We will find out. But here we have Enzo Fittipaldi. Future Stars. Cool background on that. And then Lewis Hamilton. Big time there. Very cool to see that. So we'll put Lewis into a sleeve. And on we go to the next ones. Nice. What do we think next? We want to go, let's go old school. So we have the racing ones here. We got a couple baseball. Let's do the older baseball, 1991 Topps Stadium Club, and see what we've got going on here. This one is a wax pack, so cool to open up the wax. It's not stuck too badly to the card. So it's more of a plastic pack. It's not really waxy. It's more of a, I think, a heat sealed plastic on this set. So the cards are in pretty good shape. And we start out with Scott Kamenecki. They're definitely stuck together a little bit. So I imagine that there's some gloss involved. And we'll kind of have to be a little gentle. I think that's Greg Harris, yeah. So these are definitely stuck together. But we'll take our time and go through. Very nice glossy cards here. Stadium Club looking good. Scott Kamenecki of the New York Yankees. And then we've got Greg Harris. Nice landscape version card there. Frank DiPino of the Cardinals. And I like the Stadium Club. They have a really nice high gloss to it. Edge-to-edge photos. Nice stats on the back and coloring. So I'd definitely be interested to open up more of a Stadium Club set. And we have Mark Davidson. Alex Cole. It has a fastball bars system. That's kind of a cool stat and graphic. And, facing up, Willie McGee. I guess the rest of these in the pack are faced a little differently. And let's see. Here we've got Joe Carter. Nope, that's Gary on the front. So these are definitely stuck together. There we go. And they're reversed in orientation. This is wild. All right, we have Joe Carter, Gary Gaetti, Charles Hugh, super stuck together, and Dave Righetti of the New York Yankees. Oh, yeah, he's on the Yankees on that, but of the Giants on this card. So it looks like it's got the 1982 Topps card image on the back. And there he is with the Giants. We have a club membership for Stadium Club. Some details there. And a couple more cards stuck together. Willie McGee. Greg Harris. I think that's the second Greg Harris in that pack. Let me check. And we have Steve Decker. So if I'm going to look at these, I think the first one we pulled, was a Greg Harris. So it's wild. We get two of the same card in the same pack. I wonder how often that happens, though. Overall, thumbs up for Stadium Club. I'll definitely open up more of those. Let's do a second racing pack. We have 3. So we'll open this one up and see who is here. All right, we have Valtteri Bottas. Ooh, that's a nice green border, green car. It's looking good. Jack Crawford. Future Stars. Wonder if there's one of those in each pack. We have Lawrence Van Hopen. Another Future Stars. And Alain Prost, F1 legend. I love the look of these cards. The chrome, the depth, the gloss, the refraction. Very nice. All right, next up we have a few different ones. Let's do a Panini Contenders Football. 8 cards in the pack. I feel like Contenders are, you get some cool players in there, so Fingers crossed, we will find out very shortly. And let's check out these cards. All right, so we have a Tony Baselli and Warren Sapp card. Let's check out how the front looks. Wow, I like this a lot. So you have the one player on each side. Draft class 1996. Round 1, picks 2 and 12. That's a really good looking card. I like that. So again, I don't know much about values of any of these since I'm not familiar with these sets, but I will put away or put into sleeves the ones that look pretty cool, and then we'll kind of learn more about them later. But I really like how the layout on this one. That's fun. All right, on up, we have Mike Evans of the Tampa Bay Bucks. So it looks like the Contenders series has a lot of that nice foil, and that looks really good. Mike Evans, season ticket, Tampa Bay Bucks. All right, on we go. We have Max Crosby, season ticket. That's pretty cool. And Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. Wow, that really, really pops. I don't even know if the camera does it justice, but you got the blue of the uniform, the silver popping out. So that looks really, really cool. Let's we'll put that one aside. And that's one thing I do like about modern cards. There's a lot of, variances to, collecting and styles, but I do like the quality and the look and feel of some of the new cards. They're just, very, very classy. And next up we have Kendrick Bourne, Patriots wide receiver. We have Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys. That's a cool one. And yeah, the design in these cards, as well as the thickness of them, they feel very, very substantial, very nice. And we have Jonathan Taylor. That's looking pretty cool. So we'll put that into one as well. And we have James Conner from the Cardinals. All right. I'm really pleased with that. That may be one of my favorite modern sets, just kind of looking at, the way they're laid out, the design, the feel. I'm a big fan. All right, on we go. Let's do Stadium Club 1992. So 91 was really nice with the glossy photos, and this is more of a plastic pack, not really wax. So we'll kind of open this up. I think the last card will be okay since there is no wax or gum in these. And thankfully, these are not as stuck together as the first one. So I think we'll be doing A-okay. All right, we got Gary Wayne, pitcher for the Twins. Dave Magadan from the Mets. Kurt Schilling, pitcher for the Astros. And Alan Anderson from the Minnesota Twins. Sean Abner. Let's see what we got. There we go. Angels. Luis Salazar of the Chicago Cubs. Tony Fossa, Boston Red Sox. And they're great edge-to-edge full-color photos. And the Stadium Club logo has kind of that gold foil on it. So, very nice. Cecil Fielder. All right. First base, Detroit Tigers. That's awesome. And David Justice. Let's put him into a sleeve, I think. Or we'll put Cecil in. We'll get some baseball in our final lineup to check out. And anyway, we'll have a mix, a little baseball, a little football, a little racing. Luis Quinones, shortstop and second baseman for the Cincinnati Reds. And here we have a club membership card for 92. I think we had one in the 91 pack as well. Gilberto Reyes. And Marvin Freeman. And we got Mel Hall of the New York Yankees. It's a cool photo. And Casey Candele of the Houston Astros. And last up, we have Dan Bilardello from the San Diego Padres. All right. Cool baseball ones. Let's do our last racing, and then we'll wrap it up with the Panini Rookies and Stars. Probably get some big names in there. So let's see what beholds in our last pack of racing. Daniel Ricciardo. This looks... it's the recharged card. That's pretty exciting, pretty colorful. Looks really good in person. I'm sure the camera picks up some of it, but it looks real nice. Sammy Meguetunif. Let me know if there's a better way. I'm sure there is to say that. It's a cool dark blue car. You kind of have the dark, smooth background. That one's nice. And we have Max Verstappen. Let's check out this one. Very cool. Grand Prix driver of the day. And I feel like many days where he's deserving of that. So let's toss him into a sleeve quickly and then add him to our lineup for the day. And last up, we have Tommy Smith, Future Stars. So a lot of future stars in the racing world. And that brings us to our last pack, Rookies and Stars. Panini, there are going to be 5 cards in here. And it feels kind of light, so I don't know if there's anything super fancy, but time will tell. And let's see what we've got. First card up is Tavondre Sweat of the Tennessee Titans. Next, Christian Kirk of Jacksonville Jaguars. That's a cool one. We'll add him to our all-star team of the day. And we have Kirk Cousins, Atlanta Falcons. Aaron Jones on the Minnesota Vikings. And lastly, of all the cards, we have Deshaun Watson of the Cleveland Browns. So there you go. A bunch of packs. Who knew what we were going to get? Fun to explore some of the older ones and some of the newer sets as well. It's kind of interesting and exciting in a way to kind of have the old cards with the new and see them next to each other. So starting up, the first one that we've got is this Verstappen Sprint Winners card. And we have Lewis Hamilton. Then we got this really cool draft class. Tony Baselli, Warren Sapp card. Micah Parsons. Jonathan Taylor. Josh Allen. Cecil Fielder. This is going back to our 90s baseball. And that's what I mean when we're looking at the old and the new. It's like, here's where we've come from. Here's where we are. Both cool in their own ways. So fun to check those out. Another Verstappen card. And then we have our Christian Kirk from the Jaguars. So that's our crew for the day. I'd say we had some pretty cool surprises in there. Wasn't sure what to expect, but it's always fun opening up packs, getting a feel for the style of the cards, the series from that year, and then, of course, as we most enjoy, the surprise of who we may find. So I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something along the way, and there you have it. Until next time.